Hey there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tales from the Podcast. I'm your host, JB, here with the seaman hunter himself, Mr. Jack Hunter. How's it going?
What's up? What's up, man? What's going on, brother?
Fucking hair, dude. I swear to fucking God, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you.
I love my hair. Don't hate the hair, dude. I spent money on this hair.
No, you didn't. So what, $8? $8 at Walmart tops.
No. I went to fashionista. I went to
There's no such thing as a fashionista. That's not a thing. You made that up.
Oh, I think it is. Well, I went to the salon and I did it. I got charcoal hair type shit going. So I love it. I love it. But there's a reason. There is a very good reason why my hair looks like this and why it's getting longer and longer and longer. And when we talk about our guest tonight, we can talk about why too as well. But man, how was your week, dude? How you been?
It's been a fun week, I guess. This episode's one of them that I guess doesn't really lead to keep it a fun week. I guess it's not like an upper, but no, overall pretty decent, man. I got some new movies in the mail. I don't happen to have them in front of me though.
Really?
But
what kind?
I actually got
to have them. You should probably.
No, they're in the back room right now. But no, this is a bunch of so some of these really, 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 really bad horror movies that Jack Hunter presented. Paranoia tapes and horror nights.
Yeah,
and
the fool.
The fool, Brian, I 100% agree there. It is called a midlife crisis.
Fuck
Jack.
You, Brian. Fuck you. No. Okay, so you got a package from me this week, and you got the whole Paranoid Tapes franchise, and I think 5 part 4s because you're in it. I got you 5 of them.
Yes, I got 5 copies of a movie with myself that I probably will not watch. So if anybody PayPal's me 50 cents, I will send. No, I'm joking.
You're dick. But wait, what name was on the package when it came in?
Oh, I think it was Justin Bustinut.
Yes.
So as far as Jack's thing he's going to talk about later, guys, he's actually coming out of the closet. But before we get too deep into that, Jack, we've been keeping our guests waiting, man.
I know. I just got to say something. I told you I was on my way to the office, on my way home. Dude, my daughter in my screener room, we left a can of spray paint on accident in there. And we have a TV in there in the screener room.
Sometimes you are just flat stupid.
So while I was doing stuff in my office, my girlfriend walks in and says, "You're about to beat some ass." I'm like, "What?" He's like, she said, "You're about to beat some ass." And I'm like, then my son runs in, "Aaron spray painted the TV." I'm like, what?
Well,
so I
to
go
be
in
fair,
my
at least
room.
It's a good thing that you buy cheap TVs.
This was another TV that I was going to be using for my monitor on my desk. So it was an older TV. But it was still cost money. But yeah. So I would go look at it, and I have orange spray paint on my TV. And I went to go find my daughter, and she disappeared. Can you believe that?
And you haven't
But-
found her yet. No, I'm joking.
What's up? What's
How's
up,
it going, Sean?
What's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. So now, yes, let's bring up our guest. Our guest tonight is a fantastic director of a new series called Sleepwalker, and Sleepwalker is a Marvel character. And I want to say fan series, but it's really not in a sense, because the writer like officializes it. You know, he's like, yeah, do it. So I don't want to say it's a fan series. It's a Marvel series. It's just not in the Marvel universe. And it's great. It's called Sleepwalker. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Josh Noftz.
Hello, Josh. How's it going?
What's up, guys?
You look really comfortable.
I am. I'm chilling.
Yeah,
in the
he kind
parking
of got
lot.
the ripped going. He got the shirt out. He's like, yeah, I'm here.
Let me button up.
All right. So for everybody who doesn't know, before we went live, it did not look like this. So
No, it did not.
Yeah.
Josh
lower
was
half.
just like normal.
ooh,
Yeah, it was yeah.
Jack's gonna get
It was
super
great.
excited.
Yeah.
We,
Congratulations.
the thing is
Jack,
this,
on
the
coming
screen
on.
was you're welcome. Thanks. The screen was too small, so he had to zoom out a lot.
Right. I did some push-ups in the parking lot.
Yeah. But
Now I'm all uncomfortable.
Oh, don't be uncomfortable at all. So well, Jack's taking care of a little bit of business real quick, man.
No, we're good.
What
We're good. That's
what
my
got
daughter.
you doing this, man? Like you making these like the would you consider it a fan series or
Well, I appreciate that, Jack. I do. It hurts every time I say the phrase fan series. It does hurt a little bit inside. I die a little, but I mean, I guess, technically that's what it is, because we don't have, official budget or, go ahead or copyrights from Marvel. But yeah, I don't know what else to call it. So sure, it's a fan series, but like
It
Jack
is
said, yeah.
I mean, the original writer of it
Yeah.
authorizes it for you. So
Yeah,
it's not a fan series.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that he doesn't own the rights to the character. Marvel owns all their characters' rights, but yeah, it is awesome to have Bob Budiansky, who wrote Sleepwalker and created like a bunch of Transformers. All
She's sleeping.
he does kind of bless the series. He likes what we're doing. He says, "Go for it, do your thing." I love it. He's got a cameo in it. Spoiler alert. So like he's like our Stan Lee,
That's really, really cool. Hopefully you can keep him like your Stan Lee and actually continue the series with him in it. That would be really cool. I actually got a chance to watch it, and it was different. It was not what I expected from what Jack said. It was actually significantly it's going to sound stupid the way I'm going to say it, because I know it's not the right words, but it was better made
Awesome.
than I expected, especially for something that's free on YouTube. And by the way, for everybody who's actually listening on the podcast, it's going to be for the link to go actually and watch the first episode of Sleepwalker. It's over at youtu.be/KN6XHWW2LWCL.
Or type in Sleepwalker episode 1. There you go, guys.
There you go.
That might be easier. I put just the fucking link in there. Fuck off.
No,
Jack.
you just type in Sleepwalker episode 1.
Yeah.
Boom.
That YouTube
Right
link was hard for us to get. We had to pay a lot for that. KN
The X's.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had to
they're
get
hot.
with X and X.
You got to use it then, damn it.
Yeah.
I would only be doing it like that.
It's funny, because Sleepwalker is such an unheard of character. If you just Google like Marvel Sleepwalker, a lot of our stuff pops up. The video will come up, the episode and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Right. That's awesome. I get that, being a fan of old EC comics, which is more than just Tales from the Crypt, which a lot of people don't realize. So finding some of those rare comics is something that I personally love myself. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I actually was able to help Jack find the entire series for Sleepwalker online, because yeah.
That's awesome.
And A good friend of our show, Mr. Ron Pertez, chiming in saying, "Oh, I totally know that link." And I guess I probably should have said before the show that there's like a 30-second delay between us and everybody else. But
yeah, technology hasn't caught up yet. I love it.
no, unfortunately, and at least it's not on my side, so I can't be pissed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know what I mean. So
You're doing great.
oh, thank you very much, man. So with doing this, man, how long did it take you to put together this episode? Like it looks so well done and everything, and like I know you're not doing it with like a big budget studio, so like what was involved with doing something of that caliber by yourself, or at least with you and your team of people?
Yeah, it kind of snowballed, and we just kept going. There were definitely a lot of moments throughout where we could have hung it up, and I was like, we're just going to keep going. And so we started the germ of the idea in 2015, I think. And me and my buddy started writing it. And then we went through a bunch of things. We did this like kind of not great trailer for it. Originally we were like, let's shoot a trailer and maybe do a Kickstarter for the first episode. And we didn't know if we were going to do a movie or an episode. At first it was a feature film. And then we changed it to an episode, made more sense. Because Sleepwalker's got all these cool villains and stuff, and we thought, man, episodic would be great. We can do introduce a bunch of villains as we go. But needless to say, it took like a lot longer than we expected. So we started shooting it, I think, in 2016, and we shot it over the course of 2 years. So production, principal, photography was a 2-year process because everyone was doing it on their own time. There was nobody got paid. We weren't paying actors. They were all friends of ours or cohorts we'd worked with in the past, all local to like Tampa and St. Pete. So yeah, we shot it over like 2 years. We probably finished shooting in late 2018, and then the post-production process, all the visual effects, there's like 200 visual effects shots. So that was a long painstaking process, and I did like 99.9% of the visual effects. So between family and job and stuff, I was it took longer than expected. So, and then we were supposed to premiere early 2020, literally mid-March. We had a premiere at a film festival set, and I'm like a week before the festival, COVID started happening and everything started shutting down. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. So we sat on it. And I mean, later in the year, I touched it up a little, and then later in 2020, just festivals weren't coming back, things weren't looking good. So I said, let's just drop it on YouTube. Screw it. Who knows? I mean, we were all going through a lot. I mean, humanity, and me included. And I was just like, I just want it out there. The people who were involved, I want them to see it. So yeah, we just dropped it on YouTube, and then we did get lucky enough to do a little the little festival premiere, and people came out to see it, which was cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hell, that's how I met Josh. Is he was on the Wagner Wiles, and dude, once he started talking about this, I'm like, yo, this seems like I could be best friends with this guy. So I reached out to him, and we just started talking, and
you hooked me up with
we started talking about
hooked me up with John
with the theater. Yeah. But and hopefully Sleepwalker can get its Florida premiere on the biggest screen in the state of Florida. So that's going to be really cool. That's really epic. I'm definitely going to do my best to go there and in support and do some stuff for episode 2, correct, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's some cool characters. Like I was saying, Sleepwalker has a ton of awesome villains. Like he like aside from Spider-Man and Batman and maybe some other characters I don't know about, but Sleepwalker always had like an awesome gallery of villains, and one of them is named Psycho, and he's like a bizarro sleepwalker. And we've seen some of Jack's work, and Jack's pretty excited about possibly portraying Mr. Psycho.
Put him in there.
Yeah.
Have you seen Paranoia tapes?
So, oh, shut up, you asshole! No, that's actually where they got it from. I mean, my switching of the role, the diversity of it, and I am fasting, and getting in shape to portray the psychotic character. I'm really excited about it. And I posted a couple weeks ago a Marvel hat, and people were like, "Why are you doing that? You're like a DC guy." So now I'm playing a villain in Sleepwalker.
Yeah.
So there it is.
In
There's
the
there's the
MCU.
announcement. So it's in the MCU. Yes, the MCVU
like
and or wait,
yeah.
no, the MC. Wait a minute, MCYU. There we go. MCYU.
We like to
The
call
Marvel
it
Cinematic.
what?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to know
The
what the
YouTube
universe.
universe.
The YouTube universe. Yeah.
YouTube.
I like the.
Yeah.
We were gonna call it the MFU, the Marvel Fan Universe.
Oh,
I would much rather see it be part of the same universe that like 3 Devadam is in. With I don't know if you've ever seen that, the Turkish Spider-Man movie. Like, I want it to be in that Marvel universe.
Nice. What?
Okay. I want to see you throw Santos and Captain America in it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Dear God, where it's like a robot, like Power Ranger Spider-Man. Oh, hell
that's
no.
Japanese.
Or are we talking about the other one? Oh, that is. And yes, fasting. Okay, fasting. What I do, and back in December, actually December last year too, or not. I mean, 2019, I weighed over 315 pounds, and the way I lost a lot of weight the first month was I fasted, did a soup diet, and exercised every day, and that's what I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm excited.
That
sounds fucking horrible. That just sounds like total fucking shit. I would not want to do that. And while you do that, dude, I'm gonna start leaving you voicemails of me eating ribs. Just the sounds of it.
Right.
Oh, you're such a dick. Yes. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna be playing Psychotic in episode 2 and throughout the series, and we're working on developing another series as well in that universe. I don't know if you've talked to your producer Joe about it yet, Josh.
No, I haven't. No. Like I said, he likes to avoid me.
Okay.
That's never good, man. So is YouTube the only place that you actually have that out on? Do you guys have any Facebook pages or social media pages that are attached to this that you can share with everybody?
Facebook at Marvel Sleepwalker. So yeah, it's on Facebook, and we honestly, we've got a bunch of copywritten songs in the episode, so I thought it would never fly on Facebook, but I dropped it on there to see, and it's still up. So yeah, it's like
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's when I called you that night.
Yeah,
I called you that night. I was like, I'm seeing all this stuff, and you're like, oh wait, it went through.
Yeah. I was like, I just dropped it on there. I didn't tell anybody. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I know. I mean, I'm not we don't have like a marketing team or anything behind us, so it's like I haven't been real good at like getting it out there, which sucks. I want and the Sleepwalker fans who find it, the hardcore Sleepwalker fans like me find it. They just love it. So we've got this really like devout sleepy fan base. It's cool, sleepy heads, and yeah, so they love it.
What did I call them? Deadheads?
Sleepy. Yeah.
What did I originally call them? Like,
yeah.
I was like, wait, that's the Freddy one. My bad, but it's a good name, But
it's also Grateful Dead fans.
Yeah.
It's
more known for that, actually.
Sorry, who's the Grateful Dead? Who are they? No,
I don't know.
At this point, I would not be surprised with some of the things that I have taught Jack in the last few months. So.
Wait, that's how you taught me how to get her. So, he had to do a video demonstration on how to achieve this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, send that
tell me everything I know.
Yeah. Sounds intriguing.
You don't know the
where
relationship
mine
this
came
guy
from.
and I have.
What? What kind of relationship he wishes we have. So, anyways, this is Tales from the Podcast. And we wanted to bring you on as well to not just talk about the show that you're doing, but to also talk a little bit about some Tales from the Crypt. I always have to ask with all of our new guests, what got you into a show like Tales from the Crypt?
Oh, that's a good question. Man. I don't know what got me into it, but I just remember vividly like sitting around our little tube television, me and my brother, and even my mom would sit there and just crack up. And I mean, what was so cool about Tales from the Crypt was it just was like really clever. I don't think there was a lot of TV that was, I think it was a lot smarter than it knew, or that people gave it credit for, like the twists and stuff in it, and the characters. It was just really interesting and also funny and scary. It kind of had everything. So I wish they could make shows like that again and bring it back and it be as good. But I don't know what originally got me into it. Probably we had like 3 channels and it was on. that's what
No,
got
I
me
don't
into
know. You had 3 channels and one was HBO.
Oh, was that on HBO?
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That one doesn't happen when you have 3 channels.
I don't even think we had HBO. I don't know how we watched it.
Hell, if you remember, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had to scramble, like we watched Skinamax for the tits, like, there's a
yeah.
boom. Oh, there's a boom.
Yeah. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, but
Man, that's funny. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't know it was on HBO. Maybe
But
we
they
had it
actually-
for like a month.
Well, it was
now-
also, they did it in syndication later on, but when they did that, it was all edited.
Shit, I don't even know. I mean, when did it originally air? What year?
I
I know it was multiple years, but
89. Jack, look at your messages, buddy. And you should put that out right now. You got your daughter in your lap, dude.
Ouch. Rude.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
such a
get 'em.
dick. Why not?
Yeah.
So that's why I left my house and like getting the kids out of here or get me out of here.
Right. Yeah, make Jack look like a dick.
He's getting into character, psychotic.
Oh man. So yeah, go ahead.
No, I guess I guess we had HBO for a hot minute, but man, it must not have lasted long. I don't know. But
I love that. I love it. Anyway.
Yeah, man.
That's really, really cool. I love hearing everybody's different stories on why they like some shows like this, and usually it kind of goes along with that. Now I'm just curious by chance, because obviously doing what you're doing with Sleepwalkers, you're clearly a comic book fan. Have you ever got a chance to read any of the old EC comics?
Maybe in passing here and there, but it was never something that I seeked out or like had any of, and like I don't think I have any in my collection now. But it sounds awesome.
Fair. Oh, they are. I collect them. I don't suggest it as a hobby.
Yes.
I
No.
don't.
Really intrigued 'cause,
Josh, this is a guy. This is a guy that'll call me up. Like, I'm at the Dollar Tree, getting stuff for the house, and he's like,
"Don't say
hey,
no amounts.
Guess what I just bought?
Don't say any amounts."
And I don't know. And then he's like, guess how much? And I'm there with scratching dollars, to get some shit for the house. And this motherfucker drops a number on him. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Drop a G.
Our
on
buddy
the box.
Perry's chiming in about the comic books. He says, seek them out. They are absolutely awesome comics. I 100% agree. They're a little dated, and you'll find that out as we go through our show, because we actually do a comic book comparison to the original episodes on our show.
Oh, they do. They did adaptations of the episodes, or vice versa.
Yes.
Nice.
So all the comic books were actually written between like 1950 and 1955. These are all adapted and changed over. So right now we're in season 3, which I believe this was aired in 1991. And yes, I'm right. And so with that being said, that's like almost a 40-year difference between the comic books. So there's obviously, maybe not in this episode, because I guess spoiler alert, we're doing the episode Yellow, which everybody tends to fucking love. It's a pretty big fan favorite episode, but it's already a historical piece in both eras. So there really isn't like a huge difference in this one, I guess I'll say. But, a lot of the episodes that, especially if you go through and watch them, you'll be like, well, some of these things weren't really like that in 1950. But,
right.
But they change them over and adapt them and, do little tweaks. But for the most part, you'd actually be surprised with how similar they are.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah,
I have to check some of these out.
Well,
and I like
Before we, oh, go ahead. Go,
No,
Josh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we have a little delay. It's like that's a shot from the comic in your splash screen there. Is that the
No,
Crypt Keeper?
no,
Is that
no,
some
no,
fan
no.
art?
That is not. No, that's actually a picture from the TV show Tales from the Crypt Keeper, which was a cartoon that came out in the early 90s.
That did. Yeah, he looks a lot
And
like
when we finish-
Sleepwalker, which is kind of cool.
Right, yeah. So for
Yeah,
everybody who is
yeah, it
interested, I guess I'll just go ahead and throw it up here. This is the comic book. The comic book was, I guess, let me go and throw it out there. I was like, was done as an anthology series. So every issue had, 4 to 6 small stories in it that were about, anywhere from like 4 to 9 pages long. And each one usually told by a different character. Some were told by the Crypt Keeper, some were told by the Vault Keeper, some were told by the Old Witch. So you had like that, anthology series with a storyteller attached to them all. This one was done in Shock Suspense issues number 1, which did not have any of them actually telling the story, but this is the cover of it. So like the cover of the actual, comic book issue for this. Not like the cover, but
can I just
cover piece for that?
Can I just say that, like, the word yellow, like, these days means nothing. Like, to us, like, we grew up with it. You watch a lot of.
I watched too much Back to
really,
the Future, man. It's still offensive.
No, whatever. You say that to someone and be like, "Oh, what do you mean, yellow? I'm yellow." Like, my bad.
But if they've seen Back to the Future, it should offend them.
That's 100%. So, anyways, this episode is season 3, episode 14, the last episode of season 3. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there as well. Our next episode of Tales from the Podcast will be a review of Demon Knight. Now, everybody that's on here now is going to get a small preview to it before I actually go and make posts to it. But during that episode, you have to tune in live to win it. I will be giving away a copy of the Shout Factory Collector's Edition Blu-ray of Demon Knight for free to one of the live viewers. So all you got to do is be there, comment whenever I'm doing it. I'll throw your name into his raffle wheel, and whoever gets it wins it. And that's just because I'm finishing season 3 and getting to go on to season 4. So thought we would do a nice little giveaway. No,
I want to answer her.
No,
that's mean.
That's what she said.
You're hateful.
I guess if you leave the show for a day, you can enter. So
okay, I'll just replace it with. I'll let Josh pull it, and then
I just won't let you back at that point. I'll just let Josh be the new guy with me.
Whatever gets me watching more Tales from the Crypt, I'm all about it.
Exactly. And Perry loves the raffle wheel. I love a fucking raffle wheel. I don't give a fuck. So, anyways, this episode aired originally August 28th of 1991. And like I said, was based off of the Shock Suspense issue Shock Suspense issue number 1. And this was directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Hey, Back to the Future callback.
Man. Oh, hey, yeah. Not only that, Forrest Gump, Castaway, The Frighteners, which was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt movie, by the way.
The Frighteners.
I love Frighteners
with Michael J. Fox.
With Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I thought that was Peter Jackson. No, that's Robert Zemeckis. Damn.
Well, Robert Zemeckis produced it. Peter Jackson did it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, we got our friend of the show here, Brain Jerk Josh, chiming in. Good evening, fellas. Hope all is well tonight. Thank you for tuning in tonight, man. Everything's going great with you. I guess I'll throw this out there. He has quite a few shows, Brain Jerk Josh, with the I think there's the Brain Jerk Network. You can find them on Facebook, and a lot of them are locally around me, and he does a lot of things local with business owners, artists, things like that. And it's a pretty interesting show for everybody to go check out. So you can find them on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they're on Instagram as well too. But to continue this, awesome. I would be completely fucked up if I didn't mention that Zemeckis did Who Framed Robert Ratchet. Robert Ratchet. I fucked that one up bad, didn't I? What the fuck? I know.
And you tell me not to smoke on camera, but yet you can fuck up one of the most classic animated movies of all time.
You can go
fuck
yourself.
You know what? Yeah. No. No. No.
Yes. So the screenplay for this was actually done by Gilbert Adler. Constantine, Superman Returns, Dylan Dog, one of them. Him and Zemeckis were both big producers for Tales from the Crypt. For multiple seasons too. House on Haunted Hill, Ghost Ship. I mean, a lot of pretty cool shit with these guys. Yeah.
Fucking A, bro.
And then wait till we get to the fucking cast of this one too.
I know. That's what blew me away when I was watching it. I was like, wait,
yeah.
Wait,
I know you truly got lucky.
Was that? Okay, real quick before we get into it, Justin and I talked on the phone today, and he dropped a spoiler that he didn't want to spoil till tonight, and it's a trivia. I want to know this trivia, Justin.
Oh yeah, you told me not to tell you. I started to say it. So it's not like something where it's like super not well known, but this was actually not filmed to be a Tales from the Crypt episode. This was originally filmed to be one of the pilot episodes for a Tales from the Crypt spinoff called Two-Fisted Tales, which is another comic book that EC had at the time, and some of the Tales from the Crypt issues are actually based off of Two-Fisted Tales comics as well. So they just they did like the Weird Science, all of that is 1950s EC. So like it's crazy how many things are actually influenced by all that from back then. It's just nuts. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, that's what Jack wanted me to share with everybody, was that it wasn't actually filmed for it.
So why did they pull the plug on Two-Fisted Tale? Or maybe the names. I don't know.
It's I don't know all the answers. I'm assuming it probably just didn't test very well. They ended up just, I guess, not doing it. There was actually a couple other episodes, and when we get to them, I'll mention it too. Okay. That were filmed for other spinoffs and things. There were a lot of things that were supposed to happen that didn't. Like I said earlier, The Frighteners was going to be a Tales from the Crypt movie, but wasn't.
Oh, for real? Wow.
So there's a lot of things that changed a lot, and considering the people that produced Tales from the Crypt back then, they were all. Like they were anybody who was anybody back then. So what the fuck are you doing, Jack? oh. Barry's chiming in. Jack, you just like saying two-fisted. No, Jack just likes having two fists. So
it's like I was two-fisted. TOO. I was last night. I was two-fisted.
Oh god. I love that. I need to have you on way more. Jack got two-fisted.
Fuck you guys. I was two-fisted and you guys put out your cigarette.
Oh god.
First I was too drunk and then I was two-fisted.
Exactly.
We just did something. That's what. Anyways.
All right.
Anyways,
so let me go ahead and get to I guess I'm really only going to talk about four main actors in this, because there's just a lot of bit parts for the most part. But we got Kirk Douglas as General. Oh god, I'm going to fuck up that last name. Was it Calthrop?
I think so. Calthrop.
Yes. Calthrop. I'm not going to lie. I'm in my early 30s, and I do know a lot of the things that he's done, but it's a little old for me personally. But like Spartacus, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Final Countdown, those are a few that I will watch. But he's been in a shit ton of fucking things.
Yeah,
and then we got
galore.
Yeah, for real. We also have his son in this. Playing his son. So we got Eric Douglas as Lieutenant Martin Calthrop, who he most famously known for being in The Flamingo Kid, which I have no fucking clue what it is. I've never watched any of this guy's stuff, really. The only thing I've seen where him in it, I didn't even know he was in it, and that's The Golden Child.
Oh, wow.
That was Eddie Murphy, right? Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Right.
I'm feeling my age now.
Eric Doug. I mean,
you are
I'm
old.
not trying to jump the gun or anything, but it's Michael Douglas's brother and dad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
Because I'm looking at him like, that's Michael Douglas, right?
Right. Yeah. When I actually did all my tagging for this, I made sure to include the Douglases.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna see it or some shit. But all right. So we also got Lance Hendrickson as Sergeant Ripper.
Yeah.
And like me personally, I'm gonna have to say, like Powder, Pumpkinhead, Super Mario
Alien?
Brothers, Terminator, yeah, Aliens. I don't know. I think Super Mario Brothers is a way better movie than Alien.
Oh God.
I love
God.
that
Yeah.
movie.
Oh my God. It's not.
Oh, whatever.
Let's not say we did. Let's
Shut
not
up.
say we did.
Wait, am I right? Yeah.
I mean-
yeah, he was the
I mean, yeah.
RoboCop.
I
Wasn't he in
don't know.
RoboCop too? Yeah. He's the cop.
Yeah.
Terminator. Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator, yeah.
said
Near
that.
Dark,
Terminator,
Close
yeah,
Encounters of the Third Kind. Like, dude's in a lot of fucking shit. A lot of genre shit, too. Like,
Yeah.
things that I absolutely love, personally.
Yeah.
We also got probably one of the funniest guys ever, Dan Aykroyd, in this as well, as Captain Milligan. Doesn't really
Yes,
play a very
yes.
funny role in this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he does
Uh,
not.
I kind of like
Trading
him in
Places,
serious
Blues Brothers. Yeah, me too.
Ghostbusters.
My Girl.
Coneheads, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, his most famous role.
Shut up. What?
Wow, was he? in
Wait,
that?
what?
Oh,
Yeah, he was in it, but it's
Was
not
he
his
in
most famous role.
was
I
he
made
like a
that part up.
librarian or some shit?
Oh,
He's-
oh. Was he like
he's
Barbarian number 2?
no, he doesn't have a very big role.
Mhm.
But like Ghostbusters, SNL, Spies Like Us, Great Outdoors, Nothing But Trouble, which we
Oh.
actually just did last week on my other show, Two Guys
Oh.
One Crypt. So
I gotta
like,
watch that again, dude. Oh my God.
Dude, that's
it's
one movie that
fucking
like I
great.
bring up and people are like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "It's got the judge. He's eating the sausage and the fat baby
Yes,
man." And
yes.
they're like, "What are you talking
Yes.
about? That's not a movie." I'm like, Chevy
Bobo.
Chase,
John
Demi
Candy plays
Moore.
2 characters.
Yeah.
Oh god,
It's so good. It's so weird.
can't forget his dick nose.
I know. It's so gross.
Yeah,
He takes it
Uh,
off.
dude. Like I remember my
Yeah.
family and I rented that on VHS in the early 90s
Same, man.
and watched it. Like I
Oh,
remember
God.
watching it.
And we were like,
that's-
"What
it's-
is
it's-
this?"
It's just
Oh.
one of those weird movies that is really funny.
I don't know. It's funny. It's kind of really
Yeah.
fucked up when you really think about it. But
Well, I haven't seen it since the early 90s, so I need
well,
to
you
rewatch.
watch it again. I'm telling you right now, it's a pretty fucked up movie when you really
Yeah.
sit down and think about what's going on.
Okay,
with it.
I'll check it
Um,
out.
I was gonna
No,
say,
I'll
yeah,
check it
I
out.
watched it. Sorry, I mean, cut up. I
No,
watched
go
it like
ahead.
semi recently because I was like, "Oh, this movie," and I tried to watch it, and I was like, "No, this
is way
no,
more
this is
twisted than you
not
remember, isn't
what
it?
I thought." Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
And Jack, I
Really?
forgot to
Okay,
mention,
now-
Dan Aykroyd's in your favorite movie of all time, dude. Remember when we did the Jack Hunter's favorite top list, and it was number 1 was the Crossroads with Britney Spears?
Oh shit.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's in that.
That's
And
my number 2. but-
yeah, just
Fuck
so you
you,
know,
that's
man, I'm
never
still looking to
happened.
get you a signed
never
copy of that on
fucking seen it.
DVD.
First off, I'm not a girl. Yeah.
And
Yet.
then that's where I dropped him out of the show. No.
Did he say I'm not a girl
Not
yet?
yet.
I heard yet.
See, my biggest
Hey.
problem with him singing that is the fact that he's just lying.
Yeah.
I've never seen Crossroads.
No one likes a liar.
I put it on my kid. I've
What's
never
that
seen it.
poster back there in the background? I see.
There's no posters here in my
No.
my old office.
So,
None.
anyways, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about this episode.
Yeah.
And,
let's get to that.
Yeah, I think Jack was
40 minutes.
about 10 in the early 90s. So this episode opens up in 1918. Was this World War II? No, this is
Yeah, I
World
think it's
War
World
One.
II with the Germans. No, it's with the Germans. Yeah,
Yeah,
two,
it's
one.
It's two.
Two?
No, 2.
America wasn't
Fuck.
in World War One, so it has to be 2, right? Is they Americans? Yeah.
Yeah. One. I mean, two.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Right?
probably should have done a little bit of research on that to see the real
I
historical
couldn't.
facts.
Don't quote me.
There, Perry, weren't you there? What World War was it?
It was actually,
got
dude,
to
it
speak
had to
up.
have been World War One, dude, because World War One started in 1914 and went till
Oh, yeah, it was
November of 1918.
Yeah, I just didn't think America
I
was
was
in
right.
it.
I
Yeah,
was
you're right.
right.
World War II, Japan.
Thank you, Sam. There we go. World
Yeah.
War One. I knew it. And
Perry,
dude, sometimes you shouldn't ask for that with Jack.
I didn't think America was in
You're
World
gonna
War
get a
One. That
private
must be
message
wrong.
later just asking for an address, and then you're gonna have a visitor in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's cool when that thing came up, 1918. I thought, man, because that movie 1917 just came out last year, and I was like, oh, this is like the sequel to that. And then it's like,
we should tell people that it is the sequel of it. We'll upload it to YouTube as the sequel to it.
And there are some long takes in this episode too. I was like,
Oh.
okay.
Right, and that's one of the things I should probably really start off with it too, is the fact that this is a longer than what? I was gonna say this is a longer than normal episode, even though it doesn't have as much actually going on. It's just a lot more like cinematic compared to a lot of the other episodes in here. So this episode is basically about was it like oh god, I already forgot his motherfucking name.
Eric Douglas. Calthrop.
Martin, Martin, the lieutenant. I knew it was the lieutenant. I just can never think of his fucking name. But he pretty much comes off as I guess they call him Yellow, but I guess these days we would just call him a pussy. Or I'm not sure the correct word, but he hides. Well, I feel like he does a lot of the same things you would do, but he hides out. So like during war, he's hiding behind a blanket, and his captain comes and finds him, and his captain's one of the people that's actually kind of pushing towards his dad that he is Yellow, and is just a total coward, kind of runs away from everything. And we really see this happening quite a bit throughout this. We have him where he's on this mission to pretty much like take over the hill in the beginning. And with him realizing that a lot of his troops are dying, even though this push is needed for the, their wartime strategy, he ends up still having him and his men retreat. So with that, saving his life and just, running away, and I guess that's real. Like, Jack, you were in the Army, man. Like, I don't know exactly how they really look at that, but can you give us a small idea? Well, you weren't in the Army, never mind. You were a seaman hunter.
No, but we do the same things when you're in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you're like caught doing that, you're relieved of your position automatically. Like you're out. Like they'll send you the fuck back home and probably give you a dishonorable discharge for not standing your watch like you're supposed to, and not holding that rank up to the level that you're given and earned. If you're a pussy, honestly, the military is not for you with any rank,
Right. Friend of the show, Sam Knight's actually also a veteran, and he says we call them Blue Falcons, which stands for buddy fuckers.
It's like he's the type of guy that they do now would pull out a stress card for your drill sergeant fussing in your face. Oh my god, I'm stressed out. I mean,
they have stress cards
out there. Like, hey guys, stop shooting. I'm a little stressed. 15 minutes. You can't shoot at me.
I don't think they can do that.
No, but no, they do that in boot camp. It's called a stress card. They have them.
Huh. Yeah. Interesting. I feel like I can get through it now.
So no wonder it's we're screwed.
Right. Exactly. So, anyways, after this happens, and we end up having the captain go and tell on him to the general, the general has a line break, and he's going to send his son out on another mission to go and actually fix this line. And when they go out onto the mission, he's kind of the watch out for the mission. And he's just supposed to, blow the whistle as soon as he sees anybody coming. And at the same time, he does mention that, blowing the whistle will obviously give away his position, though. So with that being said, when the Germans did come up onto them, he did not blow the whistle because he didn't want to give away himself. He was a total coward. And his friends got shot and killed. And then there was a grenade, and may I add, the most hilarious grenade in the fucking world, for it to go and blow up and then fly up and land directly on you.
Yeah.
Like in a way, it's kind of funny. Like maybe I'm fucked up, but
no, I feel like that Tales from the Crypt humor kind of coming in there,
right. And watching a grenade just explode shrapnel. It's more of a dust. There is no fire explosion like in Hollywood. There's no it's just shrapnel and dust. No fucking fire. It's it's Hollywood, man.
Well, they have to make it pretty.
But they don't do that nowadays. You're right though. Like Saving Private Ryan shit, it's all just dust and shrapnel.
Right. When they try to make it realistic, they can
nowadays.
Yeah. Like I still prefer the cartoons though. With the
Looney Tunes. All that. But this episode was still pretty. Other than like that, it was pretty grimy and gritty and realistic. It was pretty cool.
Oh, and I will say,
definitely was. No,
even though we're not all the way through it, this is an episode that hits home for me as well. And any other veteran watching it, because we all know that one little bitch that never wanted to do anything, that always kissed ass and got away with fucking murder, and we always want to see them get thrown out there to here's your balls back, go earn them, and but go ahead.
Well, that is what it is. So with this mission happening and everything, and his entire team, supposedly being dead now, he goes back to the not really a bunker, but I guess it's their tunnels and their trenches that they have dug out and everything. And he's talking to his dad, and he's giving him like this whole elaborate story, and pretty much just bullshitting his way through about how they were ambushed. And while this is happening, the captain comes in, and he's holding his gut. He starts calling him yellow, and goes and starts telling him everything that happened, and ends up, what is that he has over him? It's not really a hat, but it's like I don't know what the hell that was actually like over his stomach.
It his helmet?
I don't know. It couldn't. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? It might have been because it had the pieces all going up. Yeah, so I think it was his helmet. Yeah,
he was holding everything in.
Oh yeah, and when he drops that, his guts go flying out of him and everything. And obviously, with his dad being a general, he clearly knows firearms pretty well, and asked to see his son's gun because he was sitting there telling his dad about how he was shooting back and everything else. And when he looked at the gun, he realized that the gun was never shot, and so he ordered for his son to be arrested. And then we have a small court scene where they literally just it's pretty fucking quick, but they pretty much just entirely agree that he's firing squad next day, and they go and they lock him up. And may I add, church dungeons are pretty fucking sweet. So I don't know where the hell they filmed that, but that was a really cool looking dungeon. I like that.
Nice pad,
yeah, exactly. But before he ends up having to go towards the firing squad, he goes out and actually talks to his son, and man, they kind of have like this touching story about how he doesn't really want to kill him, and he's gonna go and put blanks in there, and he just has to pretend to die. Has a backpack that he's saving, and like they have a nice little talk, and it kind of cheers him up in a way, and we kind of figure out like shortly after it's all totally fucked up, but with this I guess newfound confidence, we have him walking out like smiling, super happy, not like, I guess maybe not really super happy, but like kind of giving like his super brave face, like 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 I'm not going to go out a coward type thing. And after we get Dan Aykroyd marching back and forth for a moment, his dad goes and loads up all of the rifles, which are supposed to be loaded up with blanks. He keeps looking back down towards the ditch and seeing that the bag is there. So it seems, clear that his dad's trying to help him get away. And once he orders for them to fire, they shoot, and none of them are blanks. He is killed on the spot with his flask next to him. And that pretty much ends the episode. It's pretty cut dry and like just very simple, very effective, but simple. We have Sam chiming in again real quick, saying the sad part is the entire episode is mostly just like it was back then. They would kill you for cowardice and people would not want to fight and would be severely punished. And I can completely see that. To some extent, it really makes sense, especially when you're trying to have some kind of an army. I guess in a way I kind of get it, but
yeah, there's that moment at the end there that's really nice. Right before they all fire, and the dad looks down, and the son like realizes. I think he realizes he's like, "Oh shit!" And then they blast him. So he knew before he got
right.
He was
for sure.
He knew his dad set him up.
Yeah,
yeah. But before we get too in depth with that, Jack,
things,
why don't you talk about the comic book, buddy? So before we get too in depth with that, we need to talk about the comic book.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so the comic book, it's there's only a couple of differences. One is like it goes through the same thing like they were talking about in they show in the episode. When it gets to the part of the courtroom scene, there's more of him like begging and pleading, and he's more emotional with it. And unlike the episode, like it's like a full page of him begging for his life, and then he goes on. In the episode, it was just like not even 5 seconds. Oh, sentence to death by squad, done, boom, and then it's done. In the book, though, I think it was a little bit more also emotional to read the father saying this stuff to his son. Me as a parent, I have my daughter here and my son's in the other room. Like putting yourself in that position to say that stuff to your son or your children, it's killer, to read. And one thing that's also different from the comic books is he doesn't realize, there's a couple things. He doesn't realize it's real. Like in the comic book, he's just there, proud, boom, shot dead. The other one is his dad never mentioned a bag. He never mentioned a bag in the pit. So that was never there. But all in all, the comic book with this episode is pretty, I'd say it's the most on point so far that I've seen and heard.
Right. To be fair though, you've just recently I've been able to get you starting to read the comic books with me, so that's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I am happy you're liking it. But before we get to our thoughts, we need to go ahead and take a small commercial break. So we'll be back.
Rest in peace, Andy Imhoff. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Andy Imhoff. We'll be back in like 1 minute.
Andy Imhoff. Andy Imhoff. Andy Imhoff. Andy Imhoff. Andy Imhoff. Imhoff. Andy 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 Imhoff of booze, and barbecue. Pardon my fork. Andy Imhoff.
Play the commercial. We'll explain to Josh what that is.
No, that's fine. So we'll have to talk after the show, I guess. But anyways, we talked about the episode, and we went ahead and talked about some of the differences with the actual 1950s source material comic book. So now it's time to get to the part where we talk about the things about what we liked, what we didn't like, and our thoughts on it, as well as rate the episode between 1 and 10. So because I usually don't do this like this, I want Jack to start off. Jack, you usually don't get a start. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what you thought of this episode and give it a rating?
I actually really enjoyed this episode. I know lately I haven't been enjoying them, and then I enjoy some. Some are good, some are bad. But this is one episode that I relate to, being a veteran and knowing the type of stuff and, you know, the firefight and being scared for your life and in that situation and learning. I mean, we're just like being, you know, putting yourself there because you were around stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was honestly the most truest Tales from the Crypt episode that I've ever seen. It was honest and it was reality. There was no ghouls. There was no bad guy in it. It was straight reality. And I think that was the real horror of the episode. So I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it a 10. I fucking love it.
Wow. That's insane. Nofty, what did you think of this episode? And how about a rating from you as well?
Look at the comment. Look at the comment real quick.
Sam, he chimes in saying 10 out of 10 for me, only because it hits me more as a vet, and it's just real to me. So him and Jack see eye to eye on this one. That's weird. I may just also throw out there to everybody that this is the first time that anybody ever on the show has been like, I agree with Jack. So anyways, continue.
Yeah, you got chalk that one up, you know, put it in the books. Yeah, I
time stamped it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought I didn't know what to expect from it being Tales from the Crypt. You know, you expect some kind of mystical something or other, you know, whatever it may be, ghoul. And no, I was enthralled. And when I first opened it up and it was like 40 minutes, I was like, what? Well, I was like, really? I don't remember them being this long. I thought they were usually like, you know, like 2 15-minute things or something. I couldn't remember, but
24 minutes roughly.
Like 25, 27 minutes.
Yeah. And so anyway, but from the get-go, like I was, especially after seeing all the names, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And it was just, it never slowed down. It was, the acting was amazing, like the dialogue, everything just felt really real. So I was in it and loving it. I will say that I kind of expected the turn, you know, when he was giving his son the heartfelt I'm not gonna do it. I was like, yeah, right, you know. So I kind of started half expecting another twist. You know, I was like, okay, so he's gonna load it with bullets, but something else crazy is gonna happen, you know. So I may have set myself up for a little bit of disappointment. Yeah. Because he died and it's over, and you're like, oh, all right, yeah. But all, I mean, quality and performance and just straight up, like, I hate to say entertainment because it's, you know, so realistic, but I was thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm not a vet myself, but like almost every other male in my family is, so there's definitely, you know, some it hits somewhat close to home. And I always enjoy like war type stuff and movies and things that really show the trials and tribulations of it. So I really dug it. And rating, I would probably give it just because of it not having that extra oomph at the end. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. And we got Sam
8.5.
chiming. Okay, 8.5. We got Sam chiming in again, saying, "Besides, you got to give it a 10 out of 10 just because it's Kirk Douglas is
He
just
was amazing.
amazing as an actor, and
He
it is
was.
his real son." Yes, you're completely right, and that is one of the cool things about this too. It really is one of the cooler things. I completely agree about that. And may I go ahead and add too that this on IMDb did get an 8.3, so you're pretty close to the actual rating that they actually gave it. For me,
Justin, what was the budget? Do you know the budget
on
for
this
episode?
No,
It should be on
Seems
IMDb.
high.
not
Oh.
on the episode.
Yeah, it seems it was up there. It had to be because they got to build those trenches, man. Like that's just
know.
not here anywhere. They got to build that shit, and that's not just like filming in a house of with a dead ghoul or a dead body. You know, it was.
Well, yeah, of course.
Some great aesthetics to go.
There's also like a ton of long takes, which I was shocked because they didn't do a lot of that back then. I mean, the opening shot is like, I don't remember exactly where it starts, but they come down into the trench and they're tracking with Dan Aykroyd as he's going through the trench, like yelling orders and stuff. I think it's Aykroyd, and and it stays on him, like it never cuts from that shot for like a good solid couple minutes, and then they do it a couple more times throughout, and I'm like, that's money because you have to rehearse, that's time, camera equipment and all this stuff. So,
not to mention 4 big name actors. But
Exactly.
then again, with Robert Zemeckis directing this and Gilbert Adler doing the screenplay, I got this weird feeling that they're able to just go and pull whatever fucking actors they want.
Yeah, probably.
Like, they've had so many huge names doing like Tom Hanks directed an episode.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like Michael J. Fox directed an episode. Arnold Schwarzenegger did an episode.
Jesus,
there's a lot of famous people that have done a lot of the stuff for this. So I think a lot of them didn't get paid as much as people think, but like, yeah, I'm sure this one still costs a lot, and those takes in it are amazing. And we wouldn't have those takes if it wasn't for somebody like Zemeckis directing an episode like this. And that's probably the thing that really makes this episode as special as it is on screen. And I'm sure the 40-minute runtime, they probably chose it for the finale because it was 40 minutes, but I bet this was going to be the first pilot episode being 40 minutes long as well for Two Fisted Tales before they did that. But like the way it was done, though, was done very, very well. I will say, when they were doing that first initial shot where they were going through the battlefield, some of the flips that they were doing were kind of cheesy in a way. Like it kind of looked like acrobatic jumpers doing backflips and then like landing on their bellies. But it was still pretty cool. Sam's chiming in again saying Tales from the Crypt had always had big name actors, but still for them to say yes, it had to be great in all ways. I'm sure. I'm completely sure of that. I bet though, if you went and actually tracked it down, I bet all the Douglases have worked. I like calling them the Douglases, but I bet they all have at some point in time worked with Zemeckis as well. That's for sure. But like everything about this episode was just, very well done. The twist at the end was pretty cool. The cheesiness of him kind of like flying out of his boots, and you see the boots kind of smoking there, really gave it that Tales like effect to it. It was just all around a pretty decent episode. There's really nothing to complain about. I feel like it was only longer because a lot of the cinematic stuff going on with it. Like as far as the storyline itself goes, I feel that they could have made this a 25 to 28 minute episode. I think this, easily could have trimmed out a lot.
Sure.
But the details is where it's at, though. The details of what was going on, that's the story. They put you in that father-son zone, man. That's what got me, like, as a dad. It just
right
me.
I have daughters, so I guess I didn't feel the same way, but
yeah, it was a nice
sexist.
little women can be in the army. It was like a nice
I didn't say they couldn't. Let me make that clear. I never said they couldn't.
if they were I got you. Blown away on the battlefield. I see.
Make more.
Yeah, he can show you how. Maybe replay the tape.
Dear God.
The reveal
God.
that it was his son was a nice little. Oh, that really sucked me in. You know, like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that trial was oddly short. I remember thinking, oh, that was straightforward. Why? I mean, did we even need it?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you're gonna die.
I feel at that point in time in the early 1900s, I feel that that's something that easily could be real.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of war, huge war. Thousands and thousands of people are dying all the time. That I can see that. That is, why would I get the trial done? Boom, boom, boom. Move on. Go back to work.
Right, but that's one of those things, like you're saying, it probably could have just been cut and like said in another way. He shows up in the dungeon and he's like, "So you've been sentenced to death," you know, and you get the same.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I guess as a rating for this episode, I'm gonna give it 8.5 to a 9. It's a really good episode. A 10 out of a 10 for somebody like me is a little bit different. Like, one of my favorite episodes of all time is like Lower Birth, things like that, where we're getting more of like the creepier aspects of Tales from the Crypt. So, you know, me personally, yeah, this is a good episode. I'm not going to argue that whatsoever, but it's not one of my personal favorites. It's still good.
And I need to say this. I gave this a 10 out of 10, and our listeners know this had no tits, no ass, none. And I still gave it a 10 out of 10.
May I also add to all the listeners, he gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's all guys. They were all 10s.
No ass. We're all 10s, even Aykroyd.
Yeah, see, you know what?
Aykroyd's his real crush. Oh, God. Oh, he put Ghostbusters on again. It's his favorite.
My Girl.
Oh,
He's
man.
like, my girl, no, my damn.
Bruh, I cry. If you do not cry in My Girl, I don't give a fuck. If you do not cry at that scene, you have no soul. You have no soul. If you don't tear up, if you don't get emotional, you have. I don't cry. You guys, you're lying. You're both lying. I haven't seen it
since I was like 8.
You're both lying. No, have your son or your kids with you while you watch it.
No, we're gonna
do it.
No, I'm gonna watch something else.
do it.
No,
I just watch it. I throw Inside Out on tear up. Do it.
Oh, bro, you know what? Straight up, watch Soul, Josh. If you haven't, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, Did you like it? I mean,
yeah, I liked it. I Inside Out is like my jam,
weird,
but yeah, I like Soul a lot. I mean, it's so pretty.
Weird. Yeah,
Soul is like amazingly rendered.
Oh my god!
Now watch all these kids,
dude. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more of, you know,
the music. And
David
shit.
says, "Hold on." The episode, yeah. The episode is a homage to the movie Paths of Glory, which stars Kirk Douglas, who appears in the episode. Oh,
maybe that's why they cast Kirk. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he definitely has that look. That's for sure. Yeah. And those stares that he gave, like, I truly feel that if they were both alive, Kirk would have no problem trying to kill his own son. Like, he sold it to me. Like, I really think he would do it. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there, guys. So, and Sam Nice chiming in. No, real men don't care in sight of anybody, Jack.
Oh wait,
cry.
This is what
they don't cry in sight of anybody, Jack. No, and
shit, so put the notebook on.
Jack's
I'm done.
Not a real man.
Done. A walk to remember. I'm done.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, whatever.
You know, the time wife, the time traveler's wife. I'm done. Fuck. I'm done. Nicholas Sparks.
I don't know what any of this crap is. Like, at all.
What? Are you serious?
Well, you know, then again, this is the guy who listens to boy bands. Like, what the hell can we say?
Really? You know, what kind of music I've been putting out, GB? Shut up.
Shut up. Do you want me to say? Okay.
Fuck off.
Don't walk to remember me, Jack. I love it. I love it. Sam's a great guy. Sam's a really cool dude for sure, man.
Sam, you had me at hello. Yeah, I cried in that one too, fuckers. Show me the
don't know what to
money!
say. I do not know what to say. So, anyways, man, that pretty much does it for our episode, dude. Dude, thank you once again for coming on, dude. It's been a blast. Like I said, I really enjoyed checking out Sleepwalkers.
Awesome.
Do you want to tell everybody where they can check it out again and where they can find you?
Yeah, the x.net. QPPS. Yeah. Good job, Justin. Dumbass. God.
Now, yeah, if you YouTube or Facebook Marvel Sleepwalker, it should pop up. Yeah, we're the only live action Sleepwalker stuff you'll see on there, and yeah. I mean, we're on Instagram, Twitter, but yeah, I'm not super active on there, but we're on there, and I drop stuff when I find something cool. So.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome for sure. I know I've been checking everything out. Like I recently added you and everything myself too. So I'm really interested and excited to see what's going to be going on next with.
Check it out. Follow us to stay up to date on episode 2. If you like episode 1, we're trying to do more episodes. So keep up with that.
And if you want to see a cool ass bizarro sleepwalker,
that's right.
Right. And by the way, also feel free to go ahead and post any of that into the Tales from the Podcast group page if you would like to.
Cool.
You're always welcome to share any of the things that you're doing there and let all of our listeners know what's going on with you.
I will. I appreciate that.
Like I said, thank you once again. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to drop you below before we go ahead and get out of here. So feel free to stay down there if you like, and we'll talk after the show.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Later, Josh.
Thank you.
All right.
Later. Well, that was a pretty fun show, man. But before we go, I want to go ahead and tell everybody again that, first off, next week on Two Guys, One Crypt, we're going to be doing one of the fucking greatest action movies of all time. So join us for that. We're doing Double Dragon, 1994's Double Dragon.
Yes. Oh, dude, let me be in. Come on.
No, we're booked. We're booked.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, I'm doing Double Dragon. Of course it got fucking booked. You think that's not gonna get booked right away? It's Double Dragon.
Oh my god.
But after that, on the next episode of Tales from the Podcast, we are going to be doing one of the great movies from Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. And with that being said, during the live show, we will be giving away the Shout Factory Blu-ray release collector's edition of Demon Knight. It has the wrapping on it. That's why it's all glossy. But
I'm going to win this, everyone. By the way, I'm winning this. I'm going to create a fake account. And I'm gonna come into the episode.
So all you gotta do is tune in live. At some point near the end of the show, I will be talking to everybody about it and doing the giveaway for it. And all you gotta do is be live, comment, let me know that you're there, and I will throw you in for it. And we will see who wins this on the next episode. And Samuel Knight chimes in with, "I always rap." I'm assuming that's because he's a rapper. So just for everybody who does want to go and check out Samuel Knight's page, he puts out some really good hip hop beats, which he's gonna message me later, probably pissed off about that.
Be like, what the fuck?
I love you,
He's
Sam.
a mumble rapper, guys. He mumble raps. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to our show, Tales from the Podcast. It's been a great show. Thank you, Josh, for coming on tonight. And with that being said, everyone,
the crypt is closed.
Bye-bye.